Alright, so this is the second step of my propaganda tour for three-corner hands. I'm going to be the hand on the left this time because in Triad Wars Round 2, players started with second turn. I have built a three-corners hand. I will quickly show how it works. My starting corner is 3. I have cards to recapture in 6 and in 2. And then those recapturers, I have ways to recapture in 1 or 9 respectively. So very similar hand to what we've seen before. One downside of it compared to the first round video is I don't have the natural adjacent corner setup, right? In the last one, if I played here, it would be a really good setup. Here it isn't because I don't have the recapture in 4. My backup plan was I thought I could use the utility cards similarly, and this isn't too bad as an adjacent corner, though it's very much not what I want to be. It's not near as strong as I think it was in the last video, but isn't a bad plan to have in mind. If they play far away and I don't have something I'm happy with, I can play one of these adjacent corners. So that's the game plan. Let's see what happens. So much like last time, I am surrendering a lot of kind of safe corners, right? There's a lot of stuff that I don't necessarily address with my hand. 2 moves jump out at me. One is to set up for 5. Set up from 5. I can set up on them both ways. And that looks pretty good given they can't take back either way. The one thing I worry about is they then play their other corner, 4, 1, 7, 7, and 1, and I don't address that at all either, and that might take a little work. So I think this is promising, but I also kind of just want to play the hand how I think it's designed to be played and see what happens there. So I'm going to try the normal move. I know they have this addressed multiple ways with their hand, but they don't have it addressed 2 times with the same card. And so I'm hoping this plays out well, though I think it is a bit risky. Alright, they play out safety, locking in their card in 7, which makes sense. I don't have anything I can put in 9 that's safe. That's usually the first square I look. It's going to be 4 or 9 here because those are the, either something that locks the card in 7 or 9 potentially has safe out facing. Here that is not the case. Now, we could potentially spend a little while thinking about 9 with the point that if they capture from 6, if we play like 6-2, 6-2 and 9, their only capture from 6 is 4, 1, 7, 7, and that does give us a combo in 5. So there's stuff there to think about. My other instinct besides 9 is to go in 4. I think in these positions when they've played next to their starter and you can play next to yours, these ones giving up the S or Z, but also giving up this kind of potential 1 out facing squares in 1 and 9, potential safety, takes a bunch more calculation than the kind of one that's closer to the action. Because here, if I have something good for 5, I don't have to calculate that far necessarily, and they might. Or the point is, this is a more sort of forcing try. Sometimes they have moves in 2 or 4, but often they'll go in 9, and if I have a good reply in 5, it's often pretty favorable. So my idea here is they go 9. I probably can't play 6, 2, 6, 7, and 5 actually, because that gives them a lot of good squares it doesn't give me. But any of my cards potentially could follow up in 5, and one of them's probably okay. But maybe they have combos on all of them, though I have combos back on some of them. But my idea here is they don't have a great move for... I think my replies in 9 are better than their moves in 5. And this is my instinct, and I want to get... And this card doesn't set up me up for 5. I want to get rid of my utility cards next, keep my level 5s for later. So this is my instinct. Not super sure. Okay, they go 2. Alright. Now this card's great here. Can we make their 4, 1, 7, 7 dead? That card looks not so hot. We have safety in 1. And this is not a card I particularly need, though it is very good in both remaining squares, but this card's even better. Can we just take safety in 1? If they go in 9, we can play 2, 6, 2, 6, and 5, and they'll have no move in 4. So I think they just lose if they go in 9. If they go in 4, it's 5, 5. They probably tie in 4. I'm not seeing something better, and I don't want to spend too long, so let's go there. They do go 4. That's a shame. Yeah. Alright. Tie. But there's something better here. I feel like it feels promising to me. Here, idea we same back if they go 5, but yeah, they have the other way to do 5. And that's just a tie because I go 1. Alright, didn't find a win there, so we'll go to second turn. Or first turn, because if we tie the first game, switch what turn we're on, and hopefully can find something better here. Interesting game. Alright, so we're going to go with our intended starter and see what they do. Alright, they go in the far corner. So I can't really build out from my starter because they have captures on it. So I think I'm going to go with one of the adjacent corner plays, which I talked about. So one is here, and one is here. One of the nice benefits of both is they threaten something in 8. Does it matter which one I play? Probably not. I guess they're a little better up-down than side-to-side. So I'd like to make the game more side-to-side, but I don't see how either of those moves makes the game more side-to-side than the other. So let's pick this one. Alright. So they've set us up both ways to be able to recapture their card in 7. Just a little curious to me. Our 6-2-6-2 is really good in both these 2 squares. So I'm going to leave those 2 squares open and assume this will cover them well. I also noticed they're actually really reliant on 4-1-7-7. It's their only capture of 1 from 2. It's their only capture of 9 from 6. So that will very likely be drawn out of their hand as soon as I play in kind of 4-8. It could also go in 5. But given that I have this card for here and this card for here, and I don't want to use up this card, though I suppose they do double duty. This card I could say has 4 and 8. This card has 6 and 8. This card is 2 and 4. So maybe the correct move is just this and 5. Everything does look pretty. Given that each card is paired squares and no combos punish me, I feel like this actually has to be a win. I feel like mathematically, not from calculating, but just from the fact that this card is so good in both these squares, and this card is so good, they're both guaranteed to capture everything available, and neither of them can be comboed back. I think this is mathematically just a win. And so they blocked 4. That was a square paired with 2, so we will play in the other of those paired squares. And yeah, we got the win. So okay, that felt good. I liked the adjacent corner play. I think it's nice that, unlike the last video, we see immediate use of that. And the first game pressed, but didn't have the win. This game on first turn did get the win. So, nice. And we'll move on to the second AI. These are tougher AIs. I am not expecting to win all the games or win all of them cleanly. It's more, is this an efficient tournament strategy? Huh. I might have had the wrong AI playing that time, but let's ignore that. Pretend that didn't happen. It was a good AI playing. Should we switch back to the... I should probably play this right, yeah. So let's switch to the AI that was supposed to be playing that game. My bad. Interesting games, though. And see what happens with the AI, how it was meant to be. Oops, had loaded up the... I had loaded up an AI of the same level, but not the AI that was actually playing that hand in the game. And I probably should play against it. Probably should restart the video, but the games were interesting, and I'll lose them if I don't. So, okay. What we got? Alright, same starter. I liked my opposite corner reply. They built out. Are we just going to play the same game? No. They go in 4 rather than 2. So last time I meant 4 with 1. Ooh, and if we remember from that game, yeah, They had the 6-2-2-6 at the end for the tie because it had the double capture in 9. They have no double capture in 9. So I'd really like to leave that 9 and 5 pair open if I can, because unlike the last game, I think we can punish them in 9. So I want to play in 1 or 2. And of those squares, 2 looks more tempting, because their 4-1-7-7 can be dead a lot of the time. It is no captures of my cards in 5, it is no capture of my cards in 9. So if we go in 2, this is safe to 1. I don't need it for other squares. If they go in 5, they combo stuff and go up 7-3. But I do combo back really hard. This looks promising. Yeah. And we got there. Nice, okay. So could win on second turn against the right AI, and against the other AI ended up winning game 2. So very, very promising start. I'm actually surprised and pleased with how this 3-corner stuff is going. So let's put in the second hand. Going to be an AI we've actually already seen, but playing a different AI hand, it will look very different because it always does. It's going to take a sec to load. So far, 3 corners looking quite promising here. I liked getting to see one game and then seeing another game look similar, so I had some clues of what to look for. That was really helpful for that last win. Alright, so they got first turn. Let's see what they got. 5-2-6-4 in 9. Weird play. And I'm a simple man. I go for my corner. They block the in-between square, so my ideal is to set up an L. 7 down does not do so. 6 down does not do so. So I'm going to need a 2 down to set up the L. Not going to think too hard. I love my Ls. They block the in-between square. I'm tempted to lock mine in. Looks like it leads to a tie. No, I'm so bad going down. It looks like it leads to a loss. They play 2-6, 2-6, and 8. Ooh, I'm so bad going to the right. I've given up too much right power. Interesting. So maybe more compelling is if I go here, it's 5-5. If they combo me, it's 7-3, but I combo back real hard. And if they don't combo me, if they go in 1, I can tie in 7. This is the first game I've been under pressure, I think. This is... I noticed their middle card is a 7 down. So if I could set up combos if I could set up a combo in 4 going in 7, that would be nice, but can I do so? Sort of. Is this crazy? Looks a little crazy. But actually, it combos the card in 2 as well. So if I go here, and they go either card in 8, they go up, say they flip, it doesn't matter though. So they go up 7-3, I play either card in 4, I'm going to flip the cards in 2, 5, 7, and 8. So I'm going to go up 7-3, and they do have the double capture back, so they're going to tie there. Okay, if they keep 6-6-7-2. At least it's a little tricky. No, it flips the card in 9 as well. Oh, no, that should win. Okay, so I don't think they can go in 8. If they go in 4, I have a combo in 8. Looks like a tie. Okay, probably just ties, but at least it's tricky. If they go in 1, I'm going to have to go in 5. And it will flip the card 4, and it will flip the cards in 5 and 2. Oh, this looks pretty promising. Like, they can blow this. And they didn't. We have a tie. Alright, interesting game. I think that's the most pressure we faced because I think this natural move, was losing. So, had to be a little clever to escape that, but this probably is enough to tie. No, this gets... I said when this gets comboed, I combo back. I don't combo back. What was I talking about? So, okay, needed to be very clever there to find that die, or like not playing super obvious moves. Not that, it was an immensely hard move to find, but okay. I'm a little scrambled. We're hopping from game to game, and I'm trying to make the video, fast and compelling, but these are not positions I've actually looked at before, and trying to come to terms with them quickly and explain is more difficult than my usual, while trying to keep it fast-paced so it's not really boring when I just stare at the position for 3 minutes and then start talking. But we're now on first turn, so hopefully we can bring it home. Interestingly, they play next to our starters, so I'm going to play in 2. Ideally, I'd like to set up something in 5, which means 2-6-2-6 seems like the way to play in 2. This looks quite similar to what we just saw. Anything with a 6 down, I don't set up 5, and a 7 down doesn't set up 5, so I wanted to threaten 5. They do have recaptures on 5. But my instinct... I'm giving up all my rightward power again. So let's scratch my instinct. I can't capture from 4. This is safe. They have the same in 5. They go up 6-4. That does not look great for me. Not great at all. So I probably should go in 5. So if I go in 5, they have the... I necessarily flip all my cards, flip the card in 6. So if I play something like here, they combo back. They're going to flip. They're going to be up 7-3. And this is assuming they don't do something sneaky and set up combos elsewhere, which would be really mean, but I don't think they can do. So they're up 7-3. I'm not happy. That looks very bad. So okay, let's think more combinatively. What if we play here? We have the combos in both squares. Critically, though, they have the combo. If we get the combo in 5 with 6-2-6-7, they combo back in 4. But with 6-2-6-2, they don't combo back. So 6-2-6-7 would be here for the paired squares of 9 and 5. But if they go in 9 immediately, I probably play 6-2-6-2 in 5. But if they don't go there immediately, then 6-2-6-7 is the paired square. All right, well, I can just leave open paired squares. I have both combos, right? Actually, every card is combos. They can't go in 5 now, actually. The better combo's in 7. So if I just go here, any card they put in 5, I combo everything. So this should win. Whew, phew. All right, another win on first turn. Yeah, or a win on first turn. I'm so scrambled, but I think we're doing very well. I think we've won, we've won within 2 games each time. I guess 3 of them now, because we faced the first one twice. And one time it took 2 games and one time it took 1. So we're on 3 wins and 2 ties right now against this round 2 level, which I think's a pretty good win rate. But the games have been a lot more complicated in round 1, so I can't say this is just an easy plug in and play, just follow the strategy and you win guaranteed, because these games have been a bit messy. But we have a few general themes. We're going to lock in our starter whenever we can. We're always starting with 2-2-6-6 and 3 when given the chance. We're really careful about what we set up in 5. And we've got these adjacent corner plays we've seen a bit. So, okay. Let's move on to our third hand. This is fun. At least I'm having fun. I like trying to force hand types and see how well you can do with them. So we move on to our fourth opponent, sort of, but sort of third opponent. And putting it in now. And let's boot it up. So we're going to be on second turn again, per usual, because this round everyone started with second turn. It's a kind of like, I don't know, comfort food's the wrong word, but it's a safe feeling hand type to me. I feel it's hard for things to go too wrong. I should make sure I put in the right AI. I did put in the right AI. Okay, so it starts with this weird move, and we don't care. We have our go-to plan. Alright, so we got what Turds calls the knight formation. And we have given up, per usual. One of our problems is we're not great going to the right. Alright, so they set it up so they can take a 7 or 6 here. So we don't have safety there. And they still have a 7 to the left, so we don't have safety there. So no super obvious moves, but that's okay. One thing I notice is we may have a right problem, but they have a much bigger right problem, right? They have only one card that has any power to the right. So I'm definitely just going to go in 6 with a 6 facing to the left, probably with this one. And just say your 7-7-2-4 can take one thing, but it can't take 3, so the others are good and good for the game. Alright, so they held off. I think that's smart. Interestingly, the 5-2-2-7 now plays really well against both our... Anything we play in 8 is crushed by that 5-2-2-7. Alright, that's nice. That's very elegant. So this game could be a lot trickier than foreseen. So one thing really interesting is I could imagine if I did go in 8 and they didn't combo immediately, they could also play something like 7-7-2-4 in a 1 and still have all the combos. That wouldn't be how it would go, but it's kind of goofy. Alright. How are we actually going to handle this? They don't really have threats. If I could take one card out of their hand, the other one would be would not be effective, right? Because if their 5-2-2-7 was gone, I'd happily go in 8. I'd go up 7-3, they could only take one thing back. If their 7-7-2-4 was gone, I couldn't go in 8, but I could go in 5 and they couldn't do anything. So I'd really like to draw a card out of their hand. No, I do not want to give their 7-7-2-4 combos. So if we go here, I guess they just go 1 with 5-2-2-7. And I don't have enough. Yeah. Alright, but both their cards have 2s down, so anything they put in 2, I can potentially be comboing off on. But I really need to have this card left over, because anything with a 6 down is a problem. So if we go something like here, what happens? So we're up 7-3. If they go 7-7-2-4 and 2, I play 6-2-6-7 and 5. I'm up 6-4, and they have no captures. If they go 5-2-2-7 and 2, I go, it's 5-5. Then I can go 2-6-2-6. I combo back, it's just a tie. Alright, well, this looks good enough. And did I miss something? What? What did I miss? They just blow it? Alright, I mean, AIs at this level do blow 3-move ties. I'll take it. And we're through to another game. Did not think I quite deserved to win that one, but I will certainly take it. And we move on to Game 4. So far, having advanced, I think, pretty cleanly through round 2. I suspect these strategies won't, hold up so far as we keep going, but so far so good. One last game. And we're loading. I've correctly switched to the last AI. We will be second turn again. And we're here. Let's make sure the video is working. All right, let's see what you got. Well, I think you know what's going to happen here. They have this corner very well covered. You know, this is not... This sets them up better than it sets up me, but this is our game plan. Okay. So they have 2 covered. They have 6 covered with the same card. They're on first turn, so I'm going to need to block one of those squares at some point. This might be a huge problem. This may be a huge problem. I think the first card I want out of my hand is Elastoid, because I can combo back their 1 capture. And it's not going to play well down right. But this might just be busted. Okay, that's a weird move. Now I'm feeling a lot more hopeful. They did give themselves another combo in 4. God, 2-6-1-6, just going to crush me at the end, isn't it? Because like if I go, say, 6-2, 6-2, and 6, they can go 6-6, 7-2, and 1, and I lose, right? Yeah. Huh. It's not great. That is not great at all. And if I go 6-2, 6-2, and 4, they'd want to play 6-6, 7-2, and 1, but I should survive that. So maybe this holds? Doesn't look great. My other point is 2-6, 1-6, and 6. They go up 6-4, but I play 2-6, 2-6 in 2, and I should be fine there. Okay. Let's give it a whirl. They did it the other way. Okay. This was definitely the scariest game we've played, but escaped with a tie. Probably was lost there. Someone in the comments will definitely spot if I was busted there. So we had one dangerous game. And that was a time when our intended starter really set all their cards up, set one of their cards up twice. Really the kind of time when you should move off just following a game plan like that. But we still got away with it. So that's encouraging. All right, let's go with our boy, 2-2-6-6. They go on 8. Interesting. It's cool that the AI can sometimes find moves in like far sides and squares like that, because those are pretty rare moves, so it's neat. They're finding it. I do not have safety in 9. Do I have safety in 7? I do not, but the only way they can take that is with 6-6-7-2, which is potentially vulnerable to combos. So I'm tempted to say 6-2-6-7 here. My point is 6-6-7-2. I specifically meet with 2-6-7-6 and 5 because they have the combo back in 5, but they don't have any way to recapture in 1. So that's one thing we could do. That looks promising. They also still don't have any safe moves in 9, so definitely promising. The other thing we can do is we can always play our adjacent corner play. And this can be very appealing too. Yeah, I like to look at that as well. I guess the problem there is they'd have just straight safety in 2. So okay, let's go for the slightly more complicated move. I want to take it. I'm going to take it. What you got? So both my cards have a 6 to the left, which is getting punished a little bit here. A lot here? Maybe a lot. Interestingly, they don't have any way to... 6, 2, 6, 7, and 5 doesn't capture. So something like this doesn't work at all. They go in 4. Okay. Did I just say this doesn't work? What about this one? If they go in 4, either way they have a problem. If they go in 5, we tie. Yeah, fair enough. Alright, let's check some other moves. If you go here, we're up 6-4. They combo us, disaster. If we go here, if we go here, we're up 6-4. They combo us. Disaster. So okay, can't go there. If we go here, we do set up the threat in 5, but... Ooh, that's cute. Because if they go, no, we don't have the combo in 1, so it doesn't matter that they accidentally flipped our card. If we go here, we do have the combo in 1, so it would matter if they go 6, 6, 7, 2, and 5. That's interesting. I feel like I took too long to get to this move, but it does look very promising. No, they just combo in 1. Yeah, it's not promising at all. Okay, so what was the move I thought was best? I think it was here. Was it this one? Looks like this one. And we make a tie. Alright. So I think I just failed to win on first and second turn. So I think this is the first one where we did not break through. So let's do one more game, see if we can get there. And specifically not go on second turn with our intended starter when it so clearly sets them up better than it sets us up. But interesting. I would not think, looking at the hands, though, if you look at the actual games as they played out in the tournament, this hand did do very well for the AI. I would not think this would be the one that would really give trouble. But our intended starter really does set them up a lot better than it sets us up. So where else do we go with a hand like this? Not actually. Don't really have a default plan in my head. I still kind of want to use this card. I'm not used to having it in my hand. You know, it feels like it should come out of the hand, but here it doesn't look very appealing. What's something that gives them difficulty? So they can't take that 7 back, right? So if I captured from 8, their point is they're comboing back. And their point is everything I can capture an 8 with has that 6 to the left that they can combo back. That's interesting. That's worth noting. Hadn't paid attention to that last time. Which makes me kind of tempted to just grab it, push them to combo back, and then follow up in 4. But they have 2 ways to combo back. I thought for a sec they had to use the 6, 6, 7, 2, but they have the 5, 5, 6. This seems like a sneaky good starter. Yeah. So maybe being in some trouble with 2, 2, 6, 6, and 3 wasn't such a strange thing. This is kind of difficult to meet. I really want to just force the action now. See what happens. Alright, they just leave it all open. And you know what? Fair. But I think now I have safety in 7. So I will take it. Well, now I'm confused. So this is my instinct. They combo back though. And my plus wall in 1 doesn't matter if they combo from 4. Okay, fair enough. And if I do it this way, they have combos both ways, but not with the same card. They can't really set up the same card. So if they go 5, 5, 6, 1, and 4, they combo things, but I can meet it with 2, 2, 6, 6, and 2. If they go 6, 2, 6, 7, and 2, I can play 2, 6, 7, 6, and 4. And they don't have a move in 1 that sets up both cards. I think this is good. Yes, alright, we got there. So the three corners hand, one game took three. A bunch of the games I think did take good play. This was not like, as I said, this was not kind of plug in and play, just straightforward strategy. I had to play triple triad games. But I think at least for the first two rounds, playing a three corners hand is kind of an efficient way to build hands, looking for power cards to use that can really do some powerful things, and at least at this level of AI, can certainly put them under pressure. And I think probably won't hold up in the next round, but I think is often worth a try as a method. We did see in this last game this hand, which was made by Tezuka, incidentally, the hand the AI was using. Really clever hand. A lot sneakier than I sort of expected looking at it. Um, but I think shows kind of some decent power out of the three corners hands. So all credit to Homer for the kind of initial hand design with his level 4 hand. But I've quite liked it for a number of rule sets and levels. And kind of when in doubt on a rule set like this, I think it's a reasonable way to go. And I think quite often you can just play your corner over and over again. We never did see a game where the opponent started in the corner I intended to play, right? We didn't see them go, here, blocking my plan. But we did see a bunch of things, and I think hopefully showed a bit of how hands like this work. I hope I played well. I'm probably going to look it over after and feel really bad if I miss super obvious things. But it felt comfortable to me. And hopefully it was interesting to watch as a potential tournament strategy that I think, yeah, as I said, most rule sets are allowable. One thing I want to note is I do think it's kind of important in this specific hand that my big corner is, a level 3, right? Because in this hand rule set, it was total level equals 19. You could go for a 3-4-4-4-4 and be pretty balanced. I went for a 3-3-3-5-5. And if I want to hold on to my level 5s for the end game, that means my level 5s really should be the adjacent corners, because those are the cards I'm least likely to have to use early, right? Because so often I'm starting with this corner, not that corner, this corner, and then I'm playing one of the 6-2-6-2s near it or in an adjacent corner, and I want the higher level cards to be the cards I'm least likely to use early. And I think that is an important part of hand building. So there might be better versions of this three corners hand on this rule set, but this one made a lot of sense to me because it made sure I was going to hold on to for a decent amount of time my most powerful cards. And I think that is important to how these hands play.